Tay, just accept and live in the fact that Tyler brought icky energy from the moment we hopped on this call.
Yeah, he's got very icky energy. He's like a Red Lobster in a backway no name town where you're just kind of like, something's wrong here.
It's like a Red Lobster during No Nut November. Just miserable.
God, there's just something about their bathrooms that make me so horny. It might be that day old cum shot paint.
Oh, yes.
Honestly, what restaurants are most appealing to jerk off inside of?
I don't know. I can only tell you the ones I've done it in.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Baseless Claims, our casual conversational comedy podcast. My name is Tyler. I'm a good little boy, and I want some good toys. Mathieson.
Wait, did you just start the show?
Yeah, because I figured what restaurants are most appealing to jerk off in. That was like a good start point where we could just kind of ease into it.
Right,
Well,
but
it
like
wasn't.
you took my job. I have no job now. I start the podcast.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, I mean, I've been unemployed for so long, like you can probably find a new job.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
podcast.
probably
Yeah.
it's Tyler's one source of pride that he has left. So yeah, my name is Tori. Very confused by the world, Thompson.
And my name is Tay, comma. I'm all right.
Hey, can we figure something out real quick? Because I've had two pieces of information given to me that have been floating in a sort of mental limbo, and I'm not sure whether this means we have in fact gone into like the dark time, the sort of dark timeline of the world, or if it's perhaps a good a source of levity or a source of optimism that I should be having.
I'm gonna cut you off right there, Tori. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm on the same wavelength with you. We're looking at each other right now.
What?
I feel
I
the
bet you got
exact
it. I bet
same
you got it
energy.
dead on.
Help,
You're
please?
talking about which restaurant bathroom is best for jerking off in.
Oh,
Yes.
damn, dude.
I know
did
that's
you just
what you were
fucking go?
going.
Did you just go into my mind and steal my thoughts?
I took a
See,
spoon.
Get out of my head, Leo. What are you doing?
I took a spoon and I'm just eating out of it.
How I was gonna handle this was Tori was gonna be like, "You want to know what I learned today that fucked my worldview up?" And like, without breaking a stride, I've been like, Dunkin' Donuts doesn't sound so bad to jerk off in.
Yeah, that's a good one because I do the smell of coffee is a natural aphrodisiac.
Yes.
that is true. I think it's more of the donuts. I like to give her the old slap and tickle, get her a little sturdy, and then see how many of those loopy dough balls I can put around it. You know what I mean?
The joke was right there, Tori.
What?
The joke was right there. The donuts are there for the glazing. The joke was right there, and you missed it.
The old glazers and glaze.
No, I didn't miss it, Tyler. I didn't go with the obvious one.
Because your IQ is too high. I get it.
Because, yeah, I'm operating on that Rick and Morty level. You know what I mean? It's a little bit hard to understand. But I've been given this information, and I need to understand it. So the first thing is...
Would you want to jerk off in a Red Lobster?
Here's
let's
the thing,
go back to
is
that well.
I'm not... The fish smell puts me off.
Yeah,
but it
that's what
also
I'm
turns
thinking.
me on.
Yeah,
it's kind of
that
like
too.
a little, you take the good with the bad.
You get the whiff of the salty sea air in the restaurant, and you just get
And
beamed
longshoremen
right back.
turn me on more than any other
And
breed.
you just get beamed right back to that scene in The Lighthouse where Robert Pattinson does jerk off sadly.
He spills his beans all over it. Yeah.
And he screams. Yeah, no, there's nothing that tickles my whiskers fancier than the sea salt just kind of bursting through the air. But then I think about how lobsters scream when they're being boiled alive.
And that also turns you on.
That revs my engine, dude.
No, for me it kills it because I don't want to hear it.
Nah, I'm a freak.
Yeah, nothing's gonna pull me taut more than some screaming lobsters.
Screaming Lobsters, band name, I called it.
That's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one.
That's actually a good one.
upset with
All
that.
I like that one.
I'm
That's
one for
mine
like
now, Jay.
15, so that's pretty good.
McDonald's too greasy. That's too
Yeah.
fatty for me. Like
Bro,
I'm gonna.
That's too casual.
Yeah, it's
You know
very
what I mean?
casual.
Fucking everyone and their mothers jerked off in a McDonald's. You'd be hard pressed to find someone over 50 who hasn't
Now,
in a McDonald's. So.
do you count it as one if you jerk off in a Hardee's and a Carl's Jr. independently. Does that still count as only coming in one
restaurant?
bathroom?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay.
good.
That's
It's
a tough one.
kind of
What about-
like
is that like a Rallies and a Checkers same
Kind of deal, yeah.
same deal? All right.
So, do you think you have to be? Do you think you have to be quick and in and out?
Do you give yourself wild style at In-N-Out?
Yeah.
Well, I had to jerk off inside of an In-N-Out because I thought that's what everyone was so like up and like, oh, you gotta try it. I thought they meant jerking off inside of the In-N-Out. They didn't tell me that those bathrooms didn't have like separate stalls. It was just the urinal, and I was like, oh, okay, so they do it different down in the South. So I just went for it. But apparently they don't. They're not kosher with that.
Okay, you're all talking to fast food though. What's the best fine dining restaurant to slam the flesh hammer in?
You see, that's why I liked when Ruby Tuesdays was around, because they had that whiff of self-snobbery about them.
Sure, we're not Applebee's, is what they should have called the restaurant.
Yeah.
I swear to God, we're not.
It was Applebee's with a salad bar and 4 times as expensive. Like,
And somehow the open salad bar makes it a more disgusting place.
yeah, they tried to advertise a salad bar as that's like the pinnacle of like, oh, this place has a salad bar. Are
so
you
do
kidding?
public elementary schools. It's not an impressive
Yeah, and so
thing.
did fucking Pizza Huts back in the 90s.
Yeah, it's not impressive. I think that's gross, but honestly, genius marketing on them for them to be like, oh no, this is a fancy thing. And people just believed them. Like, grandparents just believed them. I don't know what salad bars used to be fancy back in the 50s, but I see a salad bar and I'm like, no fucking way am I touching that. Absolutely not.
Tyler, eat this wiggly lettuce. How would you like this lukewarm wiggly lettuce?
I'll eat the lettuce if it comes from the kitchen. I'm not going to eat the lettuce if a kid potentially fucking sneezed on it.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, especially salad bars are done zone now, so that's good news. But speaking of fast food, did you guys hear that Kentucky Fried Chicken has a gaming console?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew about
Yeah, the
this.
What the
KFC
fuck?
console.
Yeah, but what the fuck?
What about it?
But like, what the fuck? What do you mean, what about it? KFC has a fucking gaming console that has a chicken warmer in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get what's so upsetting about
it's so
this
that
to you.
when it's using
Yeah,
the
I
heat
know what it's
effectively.
for, Tay. I know what it does.
It's using
a
the
chicken
heat from
warmer.
the console to heat it so that the heat doesn't get dissipated into the air. So it's really a more of efficient console than your fucking PS5.
It's more environmentally friendly and it keeps your chicken warm. I'm not going to say that's like a fucked up thing. I'm going to
Yeah.
applaud them. Thank you very much.
I'm not going to riff on this good console because I think it's innovative.
Okay, let's get back to talking about which fast food restaurant names are funny to say.
Well, no, we were talking about which ones would be the best for jerking off. Like, what gives you that, like, oh, yeah, hold on. I know I'm here for brunch with my family, but I got to go to the bathroom real quick. You know, although I do feel like that sometimes because I went to...
He actually did
Didn't-
it. He actually was like, yeah, I'll take that
no.
street again.
I did not jerk off in a restaurant. I need to get that clear out of the way before I start this sentence. But
It is only illegal if you get caught.
Boop. Hey guys, it's Tay. I do have to tell you that Tyler just did a bold-faced lie. I can guarantee you he's jacked off in a restaurant before, but under Title 16, Article 4...
I can't get hard, Tay.
Under Title
That's true.
16, Article 4, he is not legally able to tell you which restaurant he jerked off in, and just know that it was a restaurant. Boop.
So I am a regular offender of like before when you would have
Yeah,
to
you
go.
are. Regular
Yeah.
offender of jerking off in a cheesecake factory, you nasty boy.
No, I started the sentence with this is why I needed to get out in front of it and say I have never jerked off in a restaurant, nor did I do so at school because that was for weirdos. But I know people that did it. Weirdos.
Did people tell you about it, or did you hear them like talking to themselves
skin.
or something. Like, how did you figure that one out?
Guys, this is so cool. Check out what I can learn.
No, like they would just tell me. They'd just be like, yeah, I just jerked off. And I'd be like, why would you tell me that? I don't know.
That's gross.
I don't know. Teenagers are fucking weird.
Yeah.
Y'all remember the first time that anyone asked you about, like, the first time someone was like, hey, dude, you jerk off, right? Did anyone ever do that to you?
Yeah.
Like, try to open up, and then your first reaction is to, like, what? Me? No, never.
I'm a God-fearing child.
I would never desecrate my body as such.
Didn't know what jerking off was. I knew all about the sex because I was always fucking. But I am a regular offender of vaping in restaurant bathrooms. If I'm at a family function,
that is a grave offense.
Look, we all do it. Every person that vapes know they've hit that fucking jewel in the bathroom.
Yeah.
They know full
I'll
well.
go to the bathroom for that reason. I'll be like, I just want to take a quick hit, hold it for a couple seconds. Nothing's gonna get out. It's fine.
Exactly. It's just water vapor anyway.
Ah,
But yeah,
yes.
like you used to have to go to like fucking family dinners. Like, oh, it's your aunt's birthday. You gotta go to Texas fucking Roadhouse. I'm going to the bathroom like, oh yeah, not feeling good tonight. Gonna go sit on the toilet. Just stand in the stall and
crank one out.
Yeah.
if the longer I spend in here, the less time I have to spend out there at a Texas
so
Roadhouse.
Are you saying that a Texas Roadhouse is the most calming JO you've had in the bathroom because you could just take your time?
I'm saying it's the worst. I'm saying it's the worst because you hear Brooks and Dunn playing over the loudspeakers in the bathroom and you feel like you can never get an escape. Yeah, I love Brooks and Dunn, but I can only hear Boot Scootin' Boogie while jacking off so many times before it gets old.
Before it becomes like a full-on fetish. Like at a certain point, there's no unlinking that.
Could you
Yeah,
imagine
no,
You're gonna be getting hot and heavy. You start getting to some good kissing, some heavy petting, and then you're like, "Hold on, baby, I gotta put on Brooks and Dunn before we."
Babe, sorry, I can't come unless I hear Boot Scootin' Boogie. It's just when he does that, like, boogie. That's what does it.
Yeah, imagine that
that's the come
Pavlovian
note.
response, though. You know, you're just out and about, hanging out in like a grocery store or some shit. And then you hear "boot scootin' boogie," and you just come in your pants in the middle of the bread aisle.
The bread aisle is the most sexual aisle. We don't have to talk about this because I don't like
It's
to,
the
but
coffee aisle because you get the smell.
the
It's the
aphrodisiac.
aphrodisiac.
But if we're
It's-
talking about aphrodisiacs, then the seafood area would also be the sexiest aisle in the grocery store.
Disagree. I still think it's coffee. And can I be honest with you guys?
Of course.
I've lost a lot of relationships because I've asked them in the heat of the moment to start singing Boot Scootin' Boogie in my ear.
Oh,
That's all right, pal. We all have.
that's okay. We all have our sick, weird, disgusting fetishes.
Mm-hmm.
No one's excluded from that.
Mine just happens to be listening to Brooks and Dunn.
Yours is one of the worst. Don't get me wrong; it's vile. And
For every one that I
Wicked.
have, multiply it by 10, and that's how bad yours are.
yeah,
So
I don't care how many. I would rather have 15 metal rods shoved right in that urethra of mine rather than have your sick thing. But hey, man, whatever gets you off.
I don't want it to get me off. I want to get better. I want to get help.
Do you think Mr. Krabs calls it a urethra?
Oh God. Oh God.
Hey,
Look, we had
me, boy. Shove your finger down my urethra.
I don't think I can talk about this for any more amount of time.
Tay,
Oh,
we
great,
were
here we go.
like we had no direction, and somehow you took the open map and we're like, yeah, pick a direction. We're talking about coming in restaurants, and you were like, yeah, Mr. Krabs sounding that fits.
It's not like it matters if someone tries to put us in a direction. We're
All right.
gonna hop right back on coming in a restaurant street.
there?
SpongeBob, why are you crawling up Mr. Krabs' urethra? This is, by and large, the worst show on the internet, and I will now give the floor to Mr. Tori Thompson. Tori,
Oh, great!
take it away.
I kind of had like a duo that I thought we could get into, but you guys quickly dissipated the first one so that you could go, yeah, it warms your chicken, idiot. I come in Carl's Jr. So it's kind of just like I'm sitting with my ass flat on the ceramic Tyler right now, and Tyler's holding the rug. Go, okay, Tori, do it.
Oh, so your thing was the KFC console.
That was
it.
that was
the
one
heat?
of them. That wasn't the heat. That was one of them trying to set this scene, but it's gone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gone. The other one, if we want to open up the floor, the other thing where I'm trying to figure out if we're in the good timeline or the bad timeline is that the boss, Bruce Springsteen, and former President Barack Obama did start a podcast together exclusively on Spotify.
fuck?
What?
No way.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you
I
talking
love
No
the boss.
way.
Yeah. Barack and the Boss, that's what it's called.
No.
I'm kidding. It's not.
fuck
No,
yes.
it's not. It's
Oh,
called like
God.
All American or some shit like
damn
that.
it.
I don't.
Insane.
Damn
Holy
it.
shit.
They should do Barack and the Boss, so that's a way better name.
That's
a way
super
better
good
name.
This show should have been called Barack and the Boss.
We could still title it Barack and the Boss because no one has that. Or Barry O and the Boss even. It doesn't really matter. They're all pretty good.
Can we get Springsteen in on? I'd love to get Springsteen in on this.
Mm-hmm.
Just let him take over.
Actually, the actual name of the podcast is, it's also pretty good up there. It's called Renegades Born in the USA.
Fuck yes.
Honestly, that's such an on-the-nose title for Barack Obama. Just a final
yes.
little like middle finger of "Born in the USA."
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so
Yeah, I'm sure it
good.
has nothing to do with Bruce Springsteen's hit song.
Hey, but it works for both.
Mm-hmm.
It's got double meaning.
It's a double whammy right there. It's certainly good, but it's another one of those things, much like the Kentucky Fried Chicken gaming console that has a chicken warmer built in, where I get this information and I can't decide whether or not those things give me any inclination into which timeline we're sort of running in. Because like everything about the last, 13 months has told me it's the dark timeline.
Yeah, we live in an inescapable hell, and there are very small moments of joy which do include Bruce Springsteen on a podcast.
With former President Barack Hussein Obama.
Tori, there are no good and dark timelines. Time is a flat circle. So eventually we'll just cycle back around to bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what if there's two circles?
Oh, fuck. I don't think we've ever talked about that.
Yeah, no one has. It's a pretty innovative idea.
Yeah, is time a Venn diagram?
No, it's the infinity symbol that people were getting tattooed like a ton in
But like
2013.
right when it's about to reconnect, it actually like becomes like birds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
so
And then
sick.
And then they get like hit by a plane or like there's radiation in the air and then they fall out of the sky and then they just connect back to the loop. So at the end of every loop, you think you're going to fly away into something more beautiful. No. Done.
No, you get turned
You start
into
again.
You get turned into shredded goose by a jet engine.
Yeah, and you fucking crash a plane into the Hudson. But hey, you get a Tom Hanks movie out of it.
Yeah, and then someone picks
Yeah.
up all of the goose pieces and decides, I think I could turn a fat profit on these.
But you do get a Tom Hanks movie out of the deal. So like
You do get it that, and really that's worth quite
honestly,
a bit. Tom Hanks
every
has been a part of
American
some,
tragedy has a Tom Hanks movie out of the fucking deal. Oh,
Yeah. This is
9/11?
true.
Make it a Tom Hanks movie.
Apollo 13, make it a Tom Hanks movie.
They made that one up.
That's a real one.
Yeah, that's a real
No,
one,
they made
Tori.
they made that one up.
No, that's a real mission that happened, Tori.
2001: A Space Odyssey is also a real one
Yeah.
with the big monolith and the monkeys in the beginning.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
The
a real one.
monkey.
Tom Hanks, one of the monkeys. Every American tragedy, we get a fucking Tom Hanks movie out of the ordeal.
The tragedy where the kid got bigified and then had sex with an adult woman.
Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Benghazi. It's only a matter of time before we get a Benghazi Tom Hanks
yeah.
movie.
Polar Express.
That train did take a lot of kids.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
did.
how it kept running all year round. They fed kids into it like a little wood chipper.
I'm kind of on the same train as Tay, not the Polar Express. That's a bad train, and we
Yes.
all know it, and it needs to be stopped at all fucking costs.
The only saving grace of that train is the hot chocolate, but that's a minuscule part of a much more horrific ideal.
Oh, no, it's got anthrax in it.
That's just to fat. Well, I think it's actually just to fatten up the kids so that they provide more fuel when tossed into the incinerator.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of with Tay, but kind of not with Tay.
It's complicated
is-
on Facebook.
There is no light timeline. I agree there. We are constantly in the dark timeline. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. Everything is always bad, but sometimes you get a Bruce Springsteen podcast and you got to hold on to those things. We are for sure dark timeline.
Not as much a light at the end of the tunnel, but a torch on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, a torch, and there might be like a little cave drawing next to it that you can stand and look at for a minute to distract you.
Yeah, a 55-minute Spotify original escape.
God, that's so fucking good.
It's something that when you learn, you just don't quite know how to digest it.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to listen to it right after. I don't even have Spotify. I'm going to get Spotify and then listen to it.
Gotta listen to Barack and the Boss.
I'm more into the boss. I want to hear that, man.
That might be the one good podcast.
Well, it sure as shit ain't this one. I can fucking guarantee you that.
Yeah, no, that's not even a given. Like, that's just a universal truth that this show sucks ass. For Christ's sake, we talked about coming in restaurants for the first 20 minutes of the goddamn show.
But wasn't 20 minutes. We kept it to a very respectable 12.
Yes, a very tight 15.
Yeah. We had a very respectable 12 minutes, and then the comedy club owner said, you have 3 more minutes, and we just stood in front of the mic.
And said, what about the boss and Barack Obama? Y'all hear about? Okay, bye.
Yeah.
As like the big shepherd's hook came and pulled us off by the neck.
Yeah.
You just said the shit that always, for some reason, gets everyone to clap, just because you wanted that validation at the end, so you're like, yeah, Philadelphia, great city. Woo! Any Eagles fans in the house? Woo! So I just got married, and those are the things that'll always get people to clap.
Yep. What are some other surefire things to make people clap in a group like that?
When an airplane lands for some reason.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's a good
people
one.
do love that one, but it's also one of those things like you don't expect. Like it's someone's not performing for you. You're kind of like relying on the plane to touch down safely.
It shouldn't be worth clapping for at the end. Like, no one claps for me after I wipe my ass when I'm done shitting. It's just expected.
Well, I do, but I'm a couple miles away, so you probably don't hear it. But
Yeah.
I always know, and I'm like, I think Tyler just did it. God, I'm so fucking proud of him.
You
And
got
then
a
you clap.
notification on your smartwatch like Tyler just dropped a fat stinky load. You're like, oh.
Hey, that's the tech we need. That's what big tech needs to work on next. Is I don't want to share my Snap location with my friends. I want to share when I'm shitting. Like, I want my Apple Watch to be able to detect when I'm shitting, and then it alerts my friends.
Cool. I think another thing that would get people to automatically start clapping in a group like that is just like, yeah, 9/11, never forget. Fuck Al Qaeda.
I don't think I'd even clap at that one out of just kind of like, no, you're baiting me.
I'd be like, where did they? That's one that's so like, the fuck did he just say? I had just forgotten. Finally,
I think I would laugh because it would be so uncomfortable, and I'd be like, this is a joke. Like this, he's telling a joke right now.
And would you clap?
No, I'd laugh.
But would you laugh and clap?
I don't do that because I'm not a fucking seal in SeaWorld. I don't. No.
I do when I see magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do that, Tyler, when you watch that funny Puppet Man Jeff Dunham.
Yeah, you do love, but that's right. That's like basically magic, you know.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah, when he does like the little, yeah, you love it.
People tend to clap at the end of a Marvel movie when their favorite superhero does end up surprisingly beating the bad guy at the very end of it. They clap.
It's always a shock.
Addendum to that, Star Wars movies as well.
Well, not all of them.
Basically a fucking Marvel movie. When the good guy does win at the end, like there's like a clap in the theater, and it's like, were you guys like again, it's kind of like the plane landing. Were you guys expecting something else to happen here? Like, this is pretty regular.
I do like comparing clapping at a Marvel movie to clapping at a pilot for landing a plane. That's a very apt comparison, and it makes me very happy that you've brought that into my life.
Because we all know how the plane ride should end. And we all know how the Marvel movie should end. Like, it's just a matter of what did we do in the 2 hours that it took to get there.
Like, you don't clap when your Uber driver safely gets you to the bar. Like,
Okay, but should we?
but maybe we should. Maybe that's like the unsung heroes that we do need to start.
Maybe not in direction A to B, but definitely in direction B to A when you're all fucked up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or if they successfully dealt with the obvious drunk passenger and they like didn't say a word the whole time, they were just cool as a cucumber, I think they deserve a round of applause for that one.
Do you guys have drunk Uber stories?
Nah, I only did it once.
Yeah, I had to load Tori into the back of a taxi.
Oh, that's a different. So I have two. I only remember one.
So my friends Brett and Zach, we all went out drinking one night and got absolutely shit-faced. And our Uber ride home, I lived in an apartment right next to some train tracks at the time. And as we were like driving around the corner facing the train tracks, there was no train, obviously. And like mid-conversation, I just stopped screaming about whatever I was screaming about. And to our Uber driver was like, yo, check it out. There's going to be a train in 3, 2, 1. And then the lights turned on and we all lost our shit. And the Uber driver looked around like, what the fuck? We gave him a big tip.
Did you? Okay, good. Because you did blow that Uber driver's fucking mind apart.
Yes.
He questioned the nature of everything in that moment.
He was a very cool, chill dude. He kind of played off of our high energy.
I feel like you gotta be a cool, chill dude if you're like working for Uber and you have, a certain time of day and a certain day of the week and a certain area that you're going to be picking passengers up, and it's like a 95% chance that there's some degree of shit-faced.
Correct.
And it's never going to be pleasant. No one ever has a pleasant conversation with a person who's doing a job for them while they're drunk. It's always awkward for the other person. Like, yeah, it might be funny, but it's never like, you know what? I really felt good about that conversation. They don't leave thinking that. They leave thinking, yeah, that dude with puke stains on his shirt talked to me for 10 minutes about how he thought Star Wars was like a fucking metaphor for Vietnam or some shit.
This
It was
drunk
weird.
bitch decided to talk to me for the entire goddamn ride about Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. Something that really bothers me about Uber drivers that they're trying to get like a bigger tip, and they're trying to get like, they're trying to make it like a more luxury experience or something. It's when you get in and they've decked out their car like it's fucking cash cab, and there's just like lights, and they have like neon lights like on the ceiling and like wrapped around the like on like the dashboard and shit like that, and they got like like flashing like blinking lights on the inside to make it feel like a party inside. And it's like, dude, it's a Ford Fiesta, all right? Just drop me off.
Better that than fake taxi.
No, I'd rather a fake taxi.
Really?
I could go for the fake taxi, but also imagine how traumatizing an experience it would be to like get into an Uber while you're just absolutely fucking shit-faced, and then the lights go off and congratulations, you're in the cash cab, and you're like, oh, I don't think I can deal with this right now.
Then they just start hitting you with like math questions and stuff, and they're like $10,000 on the line, and you're like, I don't know, I just had 12 beers, like I don't know what you want from me, man.
This is the most stressed out I've ever been, and you're like offering me money, and I can't even count how many fingers I have right now, dude.
Yeah, there's like flashing lights. You're just trying not to throw up all over this beautiful van.
I want to see like a full season of Cash Cab that's just the people who got in the Cash Cab, and they're like, congratulations, you're on Cash Cab, and they were like, I don't want to play. And then that person sits with them their entire ride home.
You're right.
Yep.
Holy fuck,
Yep.
I've never thought about that.
Because what are they going to do? Like, no, I got this cab. I'm not going to wait for another one.
Yeah, it had to be
holy
pretty
shit.
frequent that people were like, no, Ben, I don't think I want to play your game. How about you just drop me off?
And then they sit there in the back seat with him just like,
What do you mean in the back seat with him? He was the fucking driver.
no, I mean, like, they're sitting in the back seat, he's in the front, and the dude is miserable at small talk. The only small talk he knows is his fucking trivia question. So he's, like, trying to just make small talk, and he's like, so who was the fourth American president? And you're like, I told you I don't want to play Cash Cab. And he's like, honestly, I got nothing else.
Yeah,
Like,
no, he wouldn't phrase it as questions. He'd be like, yeah, did you know that the banana spider gives you boners till you die?
And they'd be like, that's not fucking true. And he's like, I swear to God it is. This isn't even a bit. I swear to God it is.
Yeah, a Cash Cab with Tay would be the worst fucking thing
It
on
It
earth.
wouldn't be trivia questions you answer. It would be trivia at you.
It would be trivia at you. And
False trivia at you.
if you can last 45 minutes, like, you win. It's not a matter of did you get anything right? It's just, did you listen?
What was the first and last appearance of the Sonic the Hedgehog character Ray the Flying Squirrel?
No, Tay doesn't ask the question. Tay asks the questions, but then can't help herself. She's like, oh, because I know the answer, I have to say it. And then she gives you the answer, and then you're just like, oh, that's cool.
Or if they do start saying the wrong thing, you're like, actually.
No, this isn't a joke.
Actually.
This isn't a joke.
Don't actually, people, right?
This isn't a joke. Seriously, it was this. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I gave you the answer, so let's just do the next question.
I'm sure they were strategic with how, like, what time of day the Cash Cab went out. Because if you could imagine, like, picking up a businessman late for work on his commute, like, hey, you're in the Cash Cab. Shut the fuck up, buddy. I'm late for work. You need to get me there.
So
like-
do you want... No!
Yeah.
No, I don't want to play your stupid fucking game, Ben. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know how much money I make a year? 10,000? You're like, oh, you want to make $10,000? I made that while I was shitting in a Chipotle. Fuck you.
I made 10K while I was jerking off in a Chipotle.
And let me tell you, it was wonderful.
One of the best I've ever done it in.
I left it a 5-star review on Jelk.
Okay. There needs to be Wiki Feet, but for, like, restaurants that are good to jerk off in.
Oh my God, we can't, Tyler. We fucking can't do this again.
Why can't we?
God fucking damn it. We did 15 minutes of this stupidest fucking topic we've ever done.
12 minutes.
We'll see what the edit gets down to, but it was, no matter what, it was 10 minutes longer than it was funny. Without question.
In your opinion.
Yeah, in your opinion.
All right,
Your
well,
stupid, shitty, stupid, bad opinion.
Yeah, you have a stupid bad opinion about this, Tori, and it's 2-1 right now.
And you're dumb.
And you have a baby brain,
And a baby butt.
and you have a baby dick.
And you have a baby nose.
I'd like to have a different type of show that's just
Yeah,
just
drive-
in
Fucking
general.
say so, huh?
you just drive around. It's Cash Cab. It's the premise
Sure.
of Cash Cab, but
Okay.
you pick people up and they do a podcast with you. It's like the podcast taxi or the Ubercast or something like that, where it's like, hey, welcome to Ubercast. You want to make some ad revenue today? And then, like, you just do a podcast with them while you're driving. And I don't know what the reward is.
Hey, Tyler?
Yeah.
Let's patent that.
That's
Yeah.
a good one,
That's
right?
not-
Yeah,
bad.
because like actually if they can do like if they can give you like a solid 15 of interesting conversation, then maybe they move on to round 2, which is like, can you make a compelling ad read that like satisfies the advertisers?
Or even so, you can just make a bigger show about it and like fucking just clip together interviews with people that you
Yeah.
have during your Uber rides.
Yeah, it's one day, like you, or whatever days you're driving for Uber, it's a podcast every single shift. So the people you pick up, you do a podcast with them, and like you cut them together. That's one episode. Because like, what's the average Uber ride? Probably 15 minutes, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So you just do like 4 rides,
those. Yeah.
clip that together. That's your podcast for the day.
Yeah, and then you got time for ad reads in there as well, but you have to do those with passengers in your car. Like, hey, do you guys mind if I do a quick ad read?
And they do it with you.
Yeah. This is a really good idea. This is
actually,
a
like,
really
pretty
good
good.
idea.
That's not really like a podcast topic. I think that was just a good idea.
We're sort of just workshopping new ideas.
Yeah, I think
here
this turned into a
live.
business meeting
Yeah.
for Shapeless Media.
Have we discussed who's the new CEO? I think
New?
that's
Why
me.
is there a new CEO?
Yeah.
Well, because you got outed for insider trading, and I do hope you go to jail. So I think I took over.
I don't care what I did. You're not CEO.
Well, you can't really do that if there's a hostile takeover.
Yeah, and since I'm a woman, I'll never get out of the secretary role.
That's goddamn right. Not in America.
And
Not anywhere.
I'm making Tay vote for me because she's a woman, and I can
Yeah.
just tell her how to vote.
Tay, I'll double your pay.
The $50 you also slid to me was also very nice. Tori, $50 is like quadruple my pay, so you got to step your game up there, bud.
$1 million bonuses at the end of the year.
Can you promise that?
He can't. He's going to jail.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Insider traders don't go to jail, Tyler.
They just complain that the market is rigged and get bailouts.
Shit, you're right.
You're stupid.
Fuck.
And now that I know you're there, well, I guess you're out.
I mean, I take the payment of Tay like very literal. Like Tay really like when I heard that women could make like 56 cents on the dollar, I just gave Tay the salary of 56 cents per hour.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't make anything.
Nope, no money. Although it is, I did take the deal. One, because the contract was very, very misleading, and I didn't really have the knowledge going into it when I signed it. But the other thing is
weird. Yeah, it's weird that Tyler draws the contracts as comics. Like, you're not
Yeah.
that good of an artist, and I get that you're workshopping it, but it's not ready for prime time.
Yeah, they're also in crayon. You might want to change medium. But anyway, it's also, the 59 cents is also in Bitcoin. So I figured that was a good investment. But the 59 cents never changes. It's always exactly 59 cents USD converted into Bitcoin at the time.
You might make $1,000 one year. Might. Maybe.
What's rent?
Doubtful.
What's my rent?
Yeah, what's your rent? Does that cover it? $1,000 a year?
What is rent?
Did Tyler at least buy you a cot to sleep at your desk?
What's a cot?
Okay. So just sort of like an old rickety wooden chair, an old school chair.
That's a doggy bed under my desk.
That's
It's pretty comfy.
Well,
It doesn't break any laws.
It sure skirts around a couple, though.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of skirts, shorter skirts
Oh.
next time you're in the office. Shorter.
all right.
Shorter. Make them shorter.
Yes, sir. Would you like more coffee?
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
it makes me
you.
rock hard.
All right. I have an actual podcast topic.
Why the
if we
fuck
want.
did you not bring this up 30 minutes ago, Tyler? Jesus fucking Christ.
Because Tay and I are having such a good time.
Yeah, having a good podcast day.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything
Talk about-
funny. You just said, I'm above you guys, right? Right? Isn't that funny?
Tori, I wanted to talk about emissions in restaurant bathrooms.
Okay. So, imagine this. You're 10 years old, right? You get $1,000
Holy fuck.
to buy whatever you want. And you're a kid. What do you buy with that $1,000? Like,
Okay. All right.
Well, I'd put half
So
of it into
the
a...
buck wild thing to do would be to put half of it immediately into a savings account.
Oh, God.
With $1,000 as a 10-year-old.
Yeah, as a
too,
10-year-old.
Because $100 felt like $1 million when
Yeah,
you're 10.
at the time,
Yeah.
I think... I'm just going to say that it was around the time that the Wii came out.
But you got a Wii already. Like, what's the crazy thing you buy with that? I don't even know if I would know. Like, maybe I just go to Toys R Us and I just fucking rob the like air hogs aisle. You know what I mean? Like, get every flying helicopter they got in that sumbitch.
True.
But that's still only gonna be like $500.
Yeah, I would also buy, like, every Yu-Gi-Oh card on the fucking shelf at that age.
Oh my God.
That's
I wish I could experience that as a 10-year-old just because, like, I want to know what my imagination is capable of because I don't think anything would stimulate it more than that.
I have such a vivid memory when I was in like first grade where I got $100 for something and I was on the toilet, and that's kind of where I usually am anyway. But like I was taking a shit, and this is before you had phones. So you just kind of had to think on the toilet, especially when you're a kid. You're like, huh. And I was like thinking of how I would spend my $100. I was like doing the math like, okay, so Dragon Ball Z toys are $5 a piece. So I could get 20 Dragon Ball Z toys, or I could get 10 Dragon Ball Z toys, and then like doing all this math. And then the only reason I remember that is because then I looked down and realized I had been wearing 2 pairs of underwear the entire day.
Oh my God,
What the
that's so
fuck?
good.
Do you remember when you would do like, you'd be like, hey, Grandma, if I help clean your garage, can you give me $20 or what? Like, you know, you do some like little chore for a friend or a neighbor or some shit. You get like $20 and then you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm going to buy, this toy that I wanted. And you go and you get it and it's like $19.99 and you hand them the $20 bill and no one told you about sales tax. And you're like, huh, what?
What is this bullshit? What do you mean I need $2 more?
How'd you get to the store alone?
Bikes.
Uber.
Wait, did your guys' parents let you leave the house?
I mean, if I was good.
Like you just go anywhere?
They didn't let me in the house.
Oh shit.
I
didn't get to leave.
had neighbors who did like the fucking scariest dad ever who would not let his kids be inside the house if it was like 60 degrees or above. They were not like they like wouldn't go in the house, and like even if friends came over, you couldn't go in the house and like play video games or play with toys or something. Like you were gonna be outside doing something active all day every day.
That's like psycho
Yeah,
behavior.
it was fucking crazy.
That
But
is
hey,
insane.
the kids are killer athletes, so cool. They're really good at playing games outside.
You know, I was
cooler.
probably really into Pokemon at that age too, so I'd probably buy all the Pokemon games too.
Yeah, like if I had 1,000, like I was working with $100 and I was like, I can get 20 Dragon Ball Z toys.
Right.
At that age, like I would have probably been like, oh, with 1,000, I can get 200 Dragon Ball Z toys.
And those kind of numbers are like borderline unfathomable for a 10-year-old.
Do you think? Well, I guess at 10, brain be that bad, huh? Where you're just like, well, I guess the thing I'm gonna get is Dragon Ball Z toy. I only want 3 of them, but I could have 20 of them, so I think I'll do that.
Yeah, because it
And
makes
you're
no
not even
difference.
gonna like. You're gonna like them for like 2 months, and then that's it.
If that. I'll play with them for like 3 hours and be like, oh, okay, well, Goku saved the day, so there's not much else I can do here.
What were you expecting?
Yeah, you know how that storyline's ended. bud.
Yeah, well, I still clapped at the end. Because Goku did do a big Kamehameha, and then it was exciting.
What color did his hair turn?
It wasn't a question of what color his hair was. It was how long the hair was.
Oh, right. That was like Dragon Ball Super Saiyan 3 era.
Yeah. We got up to Super Saiyan 5 in that era.
Now, how many Star Wars lightsabers that like flick out would you do?
Like 2 for
a
$1,000.
A ton. I had every single lightsaber. So that's honestly, as a kid, because you're dumb as shit. You'd be like, yeah, I don't want to do anything with this. You could get so many cool things. Like, you could buy one of those fucking, like, electric
You could buy a fucking
scooters.
go-kart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
you could buy a
sick-ass
fucking
go-kart.
go-kart. A dope one at that.
Yeah.
But no, my brain would be like, oh, I think I want all of these Dragon Ball Z toys.
No, you know what? I think I actually might have got, because like I had like a dirt bike around that age, and I had like little ramps in my yard and stuff like that. So I think I probably would have like, I was kind of into like a motorsports thing at that point. I probably would have gone with like a go-kart or an even sicker, well, $1,000. I don't know if it's gonna buy you a sick fucking dirt bike, but I could have had a second dirt bike.
No, I'm pretty sure $1,000 at that age for like a smaller dirt bike. I feel like that's an applicable price.
Get myself a little 50cc, and then I can
Yeah.
roll up to like Julie down the street's house and be like, "Hey, Julie, You like my ride? Get on.
Hey, Julie.
And then you both die tragically in a horrible accident.
Hey, Julie. Wish you would have gone to the dance with me now, don't you, bitch?
Or you could like go to a clothes store and be like, oh, I want this. And then they're like, oh, you can't afford this. Get out. And then you Pretty Woman them where you're like, oh, you work on commission, right? Big mistake. Huge. And then you walk out with a red dress and you look very pretty. Tori, you could have bought yourself a nice red dress.
Yeah.
I could have been really, really pretty, but I didn't even do that, did I?
Nope.
I made the big mistake of getting myself a sick fucking go-kart.
I probably would have got scammed as a kid. Like if
Oh,
I
for
would have
sure,
brought
for
it
sure.
to a dollar store and been like, how much candy can I get for this? And they would have been like, oh, you can get 100 suckers. Like they got to give you enough where it's like, yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah.
But they are just absolutely pocketing that shit. Fuck, I would do that.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, let's flip the script. If a little kid comes up to you in a retail setting, is like, how many pieces of candy can I get with this? And slaps a fucking Benjamin on the table, you're going to be like, oh, you can take like 7 candy bars.
The only reason I didn't do that is because where I worked, the parents had to be with their kids. So it was like, fuck. I know your parents are watching probably. I'll give you the fair amount here. Otherwise, absolutely, I'm pocketing the 100.
Now, what does that say about you?
That I'm an entrepreneur.
I guess actually that's kind of how we look at that, isn't it?
Then I'm a capitalist.
Tori,
These
your
kids
problem,
gotta.
Tori, your problem is that you don't wake up and hustle.
Yeah,
You
gotta
have no
respect
drive.
the grind, Tori.
Yeah,
If
rise,
these kids
grind.
wanted to make it ahead in life, they would have done the same thing to me. Or learn how the market works, idiots.
I'm trying really hard to be successful. I post Facebook stories every time I work out. Every single time. And I'm still not rich yet. I don't understand it.
Every single time I get on the fucking Peloton, I'm going live.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need everyone to know that I am rich enough to afford a Peloton, and I put it in my fucking living room because I don't have a fucking relationship or kids, okay? I have nothing else going on in my life, so there's a Peloton in my living room. And it's not sad at all because I'm grinding.
I rise and grind every day when I go in for my shift at US Bank.
Okay? It's a millionaire mentality. And if you sign up to be a member of the YouTube channel, it's only $20 a month. I'm going to teach you guys how to have the millionaire mindset.
I only watch Tony Robbins and Gary Vee, and the only book I own, the only book anyone needs is Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Is that a real book?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus fucking
That's
Christ.
gross.
They are
Super
all scam artists. Hey,
Yep.
If you're listening and you're a young kid and you didn't know, all of those like millionaire YouTubers, they're all scam artists. Don't believe a word they say.
Not a
That's
single
not a
one.
joke.
Yeah.
But just so you guys know, they're all scam artists. They're only making money because you're giving them money.
Also, another pro tip for all you up-and-coming workforce members, your boss doesn't give a shit about you. They can say you're part of a family or that they care about your well-being. Nah, fam, you're like dispensable to them. So don't get too bent up.
If you're entering the workforce, it is your God-given right to vape in that bathroom.
Yep.
You go ahead, you go in that bathroom, and you chuff.
Like, you still do need to rise and grind, but it's your God-given right to vape in that bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to vape in that bathroom. Someone confronts you. You say, "It's my fucking break, Janice."
Yeah. And then you blow it in her face. You say,
Yeah.
"Get fucked. Get stuffed, Janice."
And then you
Get stuffed, Janice.
then you ridicule her for fucking smoking cigarettes on her breaks. Like, yeah, that shit's gonna kill you, you know.
Yeah. Tell her how dumb she was for fucking up that quarterly report.
Janice, you stupid fucking bitch. You fucked up that quarterly report really bad.
And also, those cigarettes are going to kill you.
Oh, this is a box mod that I put custom batteries in. I'm supercharging this vape.
Don't worry about those. Just water vapor. Not like that.
There was sub-ohm, dog.
There was so much vape in my lungs right there that my eyes are actually watering right now. I'm crying because of the vape. Last thing, let me flip this question on its head for you both. Now think of like a 10-year-old today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the answer would be any different if we gave a 10-year-old today $1,000?
V-Bucks.
I think probably for sure. I think V-Bucks is the obvious answer, but there's other things. It could also be Roblox money, whatever that currency is called.
A hoverboard.
It could, a one wheel. I don't, if someone, what's the equivalent of $1,000 now? Like if someone gave me $10,000?
Tori, I don't know. I'm a fucking podcaster, not an economist.
It's not about the economy. It's
I
about
don't mean the interest. I just mean
the
like
wonder
the
of
feeling.
the child. Like the child being like, "Whoa, it's a lot of money." What kind of money would we feel the same way right now?
I'm gonna say 10,000. And if someone gave me 10,000, I might fuck around and just go, "Yeah, I'll get a one wheel. Fuck it."
I don't know. I'm pretty amped about the $1,400 stimmy that Grandpa Joe's given me. So like, I think it's the same
once
thing.
again don't get the stimulus check. So
Wait, you don't?
I haven't gotten any of them.
That sucks.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like they're pretty much fucking nothing anyway. Like the Fed gave us not even $3,000 over the past fucking year. They're like, what's rent? Like $2,000 a year? Have it. Sure.
Hey, you know what's really cool about other countries and their coronavirus relief packages? How people have been staying home and getting $2,000 a month for like a year. Isn't that really cool?
Not here, though. Not here.
Oh boy.
Tori gets nothing.
None.
Yeah, I just fucking get nothing. Fuck me, right? Like, sure, I was unemployed for 10 months, but fuck me, right?
You should just have money, idiot.
Just be rich. Rise and grind. I don't fucking get it. How are people poor? Just rise and grind. Fuck.
It's because they don't want to be doing anything, Tyler. They're just sitting around hoping the government pays them to do nothing. And then they use it to buy drugs.
They'd use it to buy V-Bucks. That's what they're afraid of.
Use it to buy V-Bucks.
They're afraid that the situation we put forth of like, oh, what would kids buy? The federal government is like, we can't give the United States citizens money every month. They're just going to waste it all on V-Bucks.
When this goes live, we'll post it on like Twitter, and we're just going to get a response from like the U.S. government that's just like the emoji with the open eyes looking in one direction.
We're going to get added by Joe Biden, and he's going to say, take this down immediately.
where, don't fucking move.
Seriously, guys, take this down. Like, you're onto us. Stop.
Stop it.
Everyone, guys, the Fortnite skins won't be as valuable if everyone has them. Joe Biden, huge Fortnite guy. Loves that shit.
That's how we won the election, mostly. It came down to a battle royale.
Do you think he has the motor skills for Fortnite anymore?
Oh, fuck yeah. That dude builds and shoots. That dude loots, shoots, and builds like a fucking
Boots,
champ.
scoots, and boogies.
Stop, don't say that. I will fucking come.
Ugh.
And you know what else will come? The end of this podcast.
Oh.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. Really, we appreciate it so much. So go ahead and leave a like, favorite, comment, and or review wherever applicable. Really helps us out, gets us into curated lists, helps us beat that good algorithm, and just makes us feel better, you know?
Look, folks, between you and me, this was a tough one. You know it. I know it. We know it. So,
Tori, you're just
that,
fucking wrong. You're just fucking wrong. Tay and I agree, and you're the idiot.
Yeah,
Sure.
You're an idiot. This podcast was smooth as butter, baby.
Yeah, so, and like I said, you know it, I know it, but you know what could really help improve the show, I hope, is that if you go on whatever podcast you're listening to this, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, wherever you like to listen, and subscribe or follow on that platform and leave a star rating, maybe leave a review. Don't leave bad star ratings, despite this episode, please. Please, you know, like...
Why are you worried about that? This is going to be a 5-star episode.
This is a 5-star episode.
I don't know. It's just the 15 to 17 to 12 minutes of coming in restaurants. That's the whole part that really worries me. But if you stay just a few moments longer, I promise we will give you that sweet, sweet podcast content that you are looking for. So quickly, before I hand it off to Tyler, follow us on whatever podcatcher you listen to this on, and also check out the YouTube channel, Shapeless Media. You're bound to find something you like.
All right, we're going to do the monster truck ad read for Pod Decks this week.
Oh,
Fuck.
Podcast. Come on down to your office or your bedroom, and why don't you start your very own podcast? We have great topics for you, such as what if? What the heck? Would you rather? You can find all of them here on your Pod Decks. What are Pod Decks? They're going to help you with your very own podcast. Kid seats are still just $5. Just kidding. You pay full price regardless of what age you are. The only way you're not going to pay full price if you use code SWORDWATCH at checkout. That's right. You're going to get 10% off your first order of Pod Decks. So come on down to the podcaster's chair, buy Pod Decks, and you're going to get your very own podcast started.
Really weird. Okay, so are you guys ready for the Pod Deck last laugh?
of course.
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm not going to like
yeah.
Tyler's answer on this one. Tyler's answer is going to be a real shit show on this one. Would you rather have your face printed on money or your own small town named in your honor?
Are you sure this is a pod deck card?
Did you make this one up?
This sounds like
Look.
one you made.
Look, I will give them full credit because it's the one that you guys haven't completely shat on. So, welcome to Tyler, Wyoming. Do you know the podcaster? We named it after him.
What? That sucks. I want my face on money now.
They're not going to rename New York City. They're not going to be like, you know what? We're kind of sick of the New York thing, okay? I think we're going to name it after big famous podcaster Tyler Mathieson.
Hey, this is Tylertown now. Come on down to Tylertown. You can get big fucking meatballs in Tylertown.
I absolutely love how the minute you two switched into your New York personas, both of your hands flew up in the air while you were talking.
Hey, it's part of when you're doing it. You don't need to be out here judging me, okay? When you make your way to the big microphone, that's what we call it now, because Tyler's a podcaster. When you make your way over to the big microphone, we all talk with our hands.
Whoa, that's a one spicy episode.